NFL podcast. We're here to talk a little bit about football. I've seen some people throwing footballs. I've seen some people intercepting footballs on my timeline recently. It's been an interesting experience, obviously, with the NBA playoffs going on, NHL playoffs going on. Not been super tuned into football content, but we do have some things to talk about on today's Play Action Takes, Small Media's NFL podcast. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on the new YouTube channel or wherever you get podcasts on Play Action Takes, like Apple, Spotify, all the things. I'm your host, Don Strankman, joined always by Kush Patel. How we doing, brother?
We have seen some football thrown the past couple days. Schedule came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Things are happening. Things are happening right now.
My beloved Devon Achane got re-signed to lot of money.
He did.
So don't hate that. At least somebody's good on my team. I don't know. It's not bad. Did it before the Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs contracts as well that are probably going to be hitting at any moment in time next week. But getting that done before them was, I think, pretty crucial because I think he's like on that type of caliber of player as a running back, you know, like he's right there with them or a tier below, whatever it is. No, I didn't hate the contract. It's weird to pay a running back and not anyone else, though. I haven't paid anybody.
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about this last time, but I believe the Breece Hall extension was before.
It was before, yeah.
Yeah, so, I feel like that kind of had something to do with it, but, I mean, he's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah.
Miami, I feel like they had to get that done. You can't let a player like that go. You have a new coach coming in, new quarterback. Got to keep your running back. Honestly, he's probably your best player on offense right now. I don't know if you guys have any receivers.
No.
Yeah.
So. No, we drafted a few. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not counting on anybody. But, yeah, I mean, at least there's somebody there for Malik Willis to either throw the ball to or hand the ball off to because he's great in the receiving game. So that one was fun. And then Aaron Rodgers announced his retirement post-2026 season and re-signed for, $25 million with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they have their quarterback this year. I don't know if they were scrambling necessarily with Mike McCarthy now at the helm, and I think they were ready to run it with all 3-4 backups that they have or whatever it is. But obviously they were pretty comfortable that Aaron Rodgers was going to come back. He comes back and then announces promptly that this is his last season. So we get a retirement tour. Don't care.
I don't care about the farewell tour. Like Aaron Rodgers to me should have retired, a few years ago, but that's just me. I know a lot of football fans are excited for the farewell tour. Like it's cool, I guess, but it's one of those things where like we all kind of knew Aaron Rodgers was going to come back. Did I know he was going to do the farewell tour? Probably not, but I knew it was kind of going to be his last year.
Yeah.
And this might be a hot take, but Aaron Rodgers, last year, you could, just watching him, you could tell the drop off in production and talent and all that stuff. So you kind of knew you're nearing the end when it comes to Aaron Rodgers' career.
Yeah.
And, I made a TikTok about this on my personal TikTok. If you're the Steelers, is it really the best thing for you to do the one more year of Aaron Rodgers? To me, I don't think so, because is he good enough to propel you to the top of the AFC? Like, no, he's not. Not anymore.
Yeah, and the AFC is kind of weird, too. We don't know what the Chargers are going to look like with Mike McDaniel. We don't know what the Bills are going to look like after last season. They didn't look perfect. We don't know what the Broncos look like with Bo Nix getting hurt in the playoffs. We don't know what he comes back as. We don't know what the Patriots look like with the first place schedule.
There's a lot of questions in the AFC right now.
Obviously, Mahomes towards ACL. He'll be back, but like at what? Is he going to be 100% when he comes back? Maybe. It seems like he's well ahead of everything everyone's already talking about. It's the Patrick Mahomes revenge tour, all the things. We don't know what the Chiefs look like even if Mahomes comes back 100%. Like the AFC is weird. Baltimore, not a clue. No Harbaugh anymore at the helm. Like that's going to be weird. We have no idea what they're going to look like. It's going to be a weird AFC. So I understand that the Steelers, we talked about this on the Apollo NBA show. The Cavs are running it back with James Harden and Kenny Atkinson. They're bringing him back. And we kind of just saw what their ceiling was getting swept in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what the ceiling is with the Steelers with Mike McCarthy as opposed to somebody else as the head coach? Maybe. We
You know,
probably already do. Like we already watched Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy for several seasons post Super
yeah,
Bowl not make it year after year after year after year after year. And we're doing it again with a different team with yellow in it. I don't know. It just
yeah.
seems like we
I
know what's
think
going
it's one
on.
of those things where during the offseason, the surrounding parts with Aaron Rodgers, they did some improving, but like, do we think it's going to be enough to compete with the Bills? The Bills are probably going to be pretty good in the regular season at least again.
You'd think.
Um, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Even though Mahomes is coming back from ACL,
I'd still pick them.
they're probably going to be okay to good again. They're going to be a factor. In the AFC South, the Jags I think are going to be good again. Texans, obviously, the defense is good, so they have a lot of teams to compete with. And when you look back to their last game, they got destroyed by the Texans in a game where CJ Stroud just really, really struggled. So
Yeah, he wasn't good.
yeah, yeah, it's one of those
We don't have
things
to relive
where
that one yet.
I think at the middle of the season with the Steelers, we're kind of going to know what kind of team they are. But
Mhm.
as of right now, like it doesn't really look like they improved that much.
And like the offense is probably better with Mike McCarthy instead of Mike Tomlin. So I can see the point. I don't know what the defense still looks like. I don't know if it's as good. I'm not saying it was good last year, and they were giving up 30 points left and right to teams that they shouldn't be doing that to. But like, I don't know. It's just putting a Steelers uniform on. I think your defense is going to look good at least, or seem good, and it sometimes isn't. So it's a weird one. But yeah, bringing Aaron Rodgers back, like you're going to have a shot at the division title. You're going to have a shot at the wild card. And from there, like maybe magic happens. Maybe we see the Peyton Manning Broncos team where he can't throw the ball anymore, but the defense carries him. You get a Von Miller moment and that kind of stuff. Like we knew Peyton Manning was retiring that season, but we didn't know. Like we were like, okay, yeah, this is it. Brock Osweiler comes in for like 8 games that year, right? And you have all those moments, and you're like, yeah, I think it's over. And during the Super Bowl, we very much knew that it was over for Peyton Manning after that game.
Yeah.
Like he was riding off into the sunset. He won a Super Bowl just like John Elway did, right off in the sunset. It was great. Aaron Rodgers, like a farewell tour in the NFL, I don't care. You don't play every team. It's not like the NBA or the NHL. Like if you did it in those two, like you play every team at least a couple of times and in their arena, like the hometown fans get to cheer on a guy that they rooted against or respect or whatever it is for 20 years, something like that. Aaron Rodgers is on his third team. He's not a Steelers legend. Didn't win anything for the Steelers, and maybe he does this year. Maybe he does, but like I don't like if he was in Green Bay and decided to do a retirement tour. Absolutely, that makes sense. He never left. Won a Super Bowl with them, multiple MVPs, all the things, most talented quarterback of like all the Aaron Rodgers fans are going to come out of the woodwork at me. He might be that talented, but like Dan Marino had a just as good, if not a better arm. He didn't win anything, obviously, but he won MVPs, went to the Super Bowls, all those kinds of things. Like, there's a lot of talented guys in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers isn't the GOAT, never will be the GOAT. So I don't care for a retirement tour, especially because he's on his third team and it's not with Green Bay. Like, that just doesn't do anything for me. And I've also been over Aaron Rodgers since he got, I've been over Aaron Rodgers since he was with Green Bay, but especially since he got signed with the Jets or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think you make a good point with the farewell tour thing. Like in the NBA, it works. Obviously Kobe did
Yeah.
it. It was awesome when Kobe
Dirk had
did it.
his.
But it's just, and I think Aaron Rodgers being with the Steelers kind of solidifies that to me because like we don't care about Aaron Rodgers as a Steeler really as much as we cared about him as a Packer. But even if he was still a Packer, I personally just wouldn't care because it's I think he kind of dragged his career out longer than it needed to go the past couple years. But
Is
that's
he on year 21?
just me personally. Yeah.
Is it year 21 now?
Yeah, it's a long
It's
time.
2005 draft, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if he was a Packer for 21 years and decided to do a farewell tour, absolutely, dude. Those 8 home games, 9 home games, how many ever they get this year, absolutely, dude. But he's a Steeler. No one fucking cares. You have any more comments on Aaron Rodgers or any other things around the NFL that we haven't talked about before we start talking about schedule and schedule release and all that?
One thing I want to talk about is the the controversial Jackson Dart thing where
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's introducing Trump and he gets in trouble and all this stuff. And today I saw a report where like he like addressed the team or whatever, and I'm just like, man, Jackson Dart didn't have to do any of that. My take on it is kind of like, to me, it's just a big distraction. Whatever whatever you believe politically, morally, all that stuff. I think it was a bad move, football wise and leadership wise, because you have a new coach coming in, like you're trying to build a culture, and it's just Jackson Darwin. we gotta do better, man.
There's that side and, like, not wanting to mess up the locker room or anything like that, and then there's the other side of, like, if he was invited by the president of the United States to go do it, like, that is, to a lot of people, an honor to
Yeah, yeah,
be in the room to shake a hand or go to the White House or whatever it is with the president. And he got to introduce the president. So I could see both sides of the coin. It's like, yeah, you're going to ruffle a lot of feathers with the specific president that we have right
yeah,
now. And that's not to say that other presidents wouldn't have also caused a ruckus in the locker room. Like I'm pretty sure George W. Bush would have ruffled a lot of feathers. Like there's a handful of presidents that like it probably wouldn't have gone smoothly for half or 60% or whatever it is of the locker room. And so I get both sides of the coin. However, could you have just, like, not been the guy that introduced him and just been, like, backstage and got to hang out with Trump and shake his hand and get to meet him and that kinda stuff? Like, that's still an honor. It's still the president, regardless of who it is. It's a big deal, but, like, yeah, to be the guy on the microphone, it was more
I
of a
think
tough
the
look than
I think
anything
the
else.
Abdul Carter like social media stuff just made it so much worse, man.
Yeah, and then he tweets out, like, the next day, 12
Don't
hours
worry,
later,
guys,
or
it's all
whatever, "We're all
good.
good. We talked on the phone. Everything's fine." Like, yeah, don't tweet it.
It's just like everything in that situation just did not have to happen. I mean, obviously, like if the president, whatever you believe about Trump, whatever,
Yeah.
um, if the president invites you to, introduce him and all that stuff,
Mhm.
obviously it's an honor, right?
Yeah.
As an American, but it just to me like the whole thing just did not have to go down that way. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because like after the draft, a lot of people were so high on the Giants. Like the early offseason like grade on the Giants was like A+ across the board. New coach John Harbaugh. They had a good draft. And then like I feel it's like plummeting right now.
Yeah, but it's also like you look at the other side of the coin, NBA talk. Welcome to the Apollo NBA show on Play Action Takes. But like the Knicks in New York, they're going to the finals right now. President Trump has already said that he is planning to attend the NBA Finals game in MSG in Madison Square Garden in New York. He's been a long time Knicks fan. I don't believe that he's been a long time Knicks fan. However, he has been a long time New Yorker, so I get like wanting to go to the finals and you're the president, whatever. I understand it. A lot of people hate Trump on the Knicks. Like, there's a lot of tweets. Like, Josh Hart has a few. Like, there's a few tweets out there. There's another guy on the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson from Lafayette, Louisiana, just the deepest South you can get down there. Country boy drives a big old pickup truck with like 40-inch rims, like the most redneck you can get. Mitchell Robinson. He's a big Trump guy. That locker room loves each other. So like you can sometimes put your differences aside and like if as long as everybody's civil about it, no one's yelling at each other because of what they want to vote, like red or blue or whatever it is. Like I think it's fine. So the one thing like Dart didn't have to introduce him, but also Abdul Carter didn't have to tweet. Both things can be true. Like you could have just called him up afterward or sent him a text like, "Hey, that was fucked up," whatever you want, and take it off the field like a man, like you did after you sent the tweet, and then airing more publicly that you talked to him after. Like, just get off Twitter if you're an athlete. Quite honestly, if you're not just handing your Twitter and your Instagram and everything else off to your PR team, you're a madman. I know absolutely. Like, there's the Green Goblin mask that Kevin Durant is running, 27 burners right now. Like, I know that's out there. Burners, however, are fine. Just stay off your public one and just like let your PR team run it. That's how I would feel. But
Yeah, I think with this whole situation, like at the end of it all, I think my mind went to exactly what you just said is just just stay off social media, man. You don't have to like not use it at all, but
yeah,
we can refrain from sending tweets like that. Like you just got to know the situation
yeah.
and just not use those fingers and those thumbs for sending out tweets.
And Dart is one of 53 guys on the roster, but he's not just a number. He's the quarterback and probably eventual captain and all the things. Like if Abdul Carter was the one that went and introduced Trump, does he get as many eyeballs? Does he get as
Yeah,
many
that's
tweets? Does
true.
it get as much anger? Like I don't think so.
I think it's because it's the quarterback. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
because it's the
the other
quarterback.
thing. So Dart has to be aware that he's the quarterback. He's the leader of the team, regardless of what everyone thinks. Like Tom Brady was that, Peyton Manning was that. Like every quarterback of every team has to be the leader. So you also have to walk your line pretty tight, right? Like we're saying, Abdul, don't tweet. Jackson Dart, you're the quarterback. Maybe don't do some things like this. If you wanted to go to the Trump event, go to the Trump event and meet Trump, whatever it is, But like, hide. Don't be the guy introducing Trump and like also fuck up your words too and stutter on a teleprompter. That's tough. Tough look. Ole Miss education. People can't help them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents, but I could be wrong and whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
No, yeah. I mean, I think with the situation, I think the one thing for Jackson Dart, like he's going to use this as a learning experience. Like you are the quarterback. It may be fair or unfair, but there's some things you can't do that other players that can do. They they can get away with. It's just that's even like 20 years ago with Manning and Brady and these guys, like the eyes were on these guys, and like even more so now with social media, like the eyes are on these guys. So I think do I think am I gonna criticize Dart forever? No, I'm not going to do that. But I think it's a learning experience for him. Like he's a young quarterback um, that is learning that he's like the franchise of the New York Giants. The Mecca, the Big Apple. It's a
Yeah.
big market. All eyes are on you. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a learning experience for him.
Yeah, it's one thing if he's a Jet and does this. You
Because
got
no one cares about the Jets.
no, like when Giants fans are also Knicks fans and Yankee fans. That's the majority of New York. And then you have the Mets fans and the Jets fans. Those are on the other side. And maybe you could have gotten away with it a little bit more if you were a Jet, but you're a
Maybe,
Giant.
maybe.
You would have gotten a little like it might have been a 24-hour just hang up on Twitter and Instagram and everything instead of a week-long thing or a several week-long thing. Like there's still tweets. They keep popping up on my timeline. And they're still talking about it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you could have just not done it. Yeah, whatever. Anything else before we go to schedule release?
I think that's about it. We don't have any Rossini and Vrabel news for you guys. So sorry.
No.
Haven't heard from that in a while. Probably a good thing. But
Well, Rossini was at brunch with her husband a couple weeks ago, so nothing happened. Clearly, they're both wearing wedding rings.
that's it. We're done with the story, I guess.
Oh, there's going to be something that comes out in a few weeks. It's going to happen right after we record this, honestly. It keeps happening that way.
That's how it always happens.
Yeah. Schedule release, was that last week? It was 10 days ago, I think.
Like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, a week and a couple days. I went through and watched all 32 schedule release videos. It took a long time. The schedule release videos are too long. That's my first thing. They're getting too long. I should not be there for 9 minutes watching a schedule release video. Shouldn't. I just shouldn't. Some of them were good for 9 minutes, but like I shouldn't be there for 9 minutes. What do we do?
Yeah, I mean, I think as the years have gone on with these videos, like they are kind of long, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't watch every single one. I watched the ones that people said were good, like the the Titans always do a great job with these videos.
Yeah. I have schedule release winners and losers if you want me to roll through those real quick.
Let's do that.
All right. First one I saw was the Jets one, where it's like the TikTok like attention grabber with paint, and they mix the colors for the paint color, and they like spread it out, and they put the team in the week and all that. That just scratches the TikTok side of my brain, where it's just like when it's like half a clip of like the actual podcast clip, and then there's like a random thing like a game or a paint thing like that, and you're just like watching that instead of the actual video. That's what happened with the Jets. I thought that was great. It did great for my millennial brain. The Falcons' old Sports Center-esque commercials was both a winner and a loser because they didn't really say what was going on with the schedule, but they had Sports Center commercials basically in the Falcons headquarters. Thought that part was pretty good. The Chargers always win because they're in LA and they have all of the at all the animation people in the world at their disposal. They did Halo, which I thought was pretty funny. The Cowboys one was really good to me. The Tyler takeover, the 3 Tylers at the table, identifying other Tylers on the other team, going through each and every week. That was the 9-minute one. That was the one I enjoyed. However, 9 minutes, it was too long, but it was funny. It was good. The Ravens, Zay Flowers was the wedding crasher. He went to an actual wedding in Baltimore for Baltimore Ravens fans. Just as like he just showed up and crashed the reception or whatever, and then gave everyone tickets to a Ravens game at the wedding. That was pretty cool. Broncos. It was Peyton Manning with his daughter in front of a TV, and they would go through commercials, and it would be and he'd flip channels or whatever, and it'd be the schedule. Thought that one was pretty good because she was kind of ribbing on her dad, so I thought that was funny. The Raiders, big winner. Step Brothers content with Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. I thought that one was tremendous. The Colts did The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. I haven't like watched all 40 seasons or how many ever seasons there are, but I've watched a lot of episodes. I thought that one was pretty good. Titans, obviously, random people on Nashville, on Broadway Street, I guess, and looking like lookalikes of either celebrities or players or whatever of the team they were playing. That's always a good one. The Texans, big winner. I thought it was kind of boring the first like 30 seconds. I was like, I don't really get it. And then the further it got into the video where Brian Cushing just kept bleeding more and more and more from his face, I thought that was tremendous. The Giants did Jameis Winston content, and they nailed it because more Jameis Winston content is the best type of content. So that was good. The Panthers literally just being jackass and blowing shit up. They just blew something up every single like whenever there was a team or whatever, they would blow it up like with dynamite and shit. So I thought that was cool. That was good. And that scratched my 12-year-old brain. Losers, the Lions. It was like 40 seconds, which maybe a little too short. It was like we're back to business, and it was just Coach Campbell in his office, like looking at the schedule. Dumb, bad. The Dolphins. I don't even remember what the Dolphins one was. Oh, it was Rick Ross. They didn't even talk about the schedule. They're like, Mr. Ross wants to see you in his office, and then they just come in and it's Rick Ross. They didn't even talk about the schedule. And then the 49ers did this animation thing, like going through San Francisco, the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. Those were the three losers that I picked out, but everybody else did pretty good. So a lot of videos going on there. There's a lot of time that I spent watching schedule release videos. Some of them I didn't watch all the way through, but most of them I did.
You know, from the ones that I saw, obviously I love the Chargers, Halo. Like like we all grew up playing that.
Yep.
It was awesome. You know, and the one thing about the Chargers I love that they do is they don't hesitate to take digs at players and teams and stuff.
Yeah.
They did take a dig at the Texans with the Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, post game moment. I thought that was hilarious.
They did the Vrabel Rossini.
They did, yeah, they did, yeah, they did.
They did something with McDaniel too, with the Dolphins one. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, that was pretty good too.
The Titans one was pretty. It was funny, always is.
Yep.
Which one? What other ones did I? The Texans. I wasn't I mean, obviously, I get it. The helmet, the blood. Brian Cushing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was like very compared to all the other good ones. I thought it was like middle of the pack.
Low effort.
Yeah, it was still cool, but kind of
did well, but low effort. Yeah,
they could have been more creative, I guess. But
yeah,
the Falcons one. I actually love the Falcons one.
Falcons one was great. They just had nothing to do with a schedule. I think we're straying away from what the purpose of a schedule release is and going more towards content. Oh, the other one I liked was the Bills.
The Bills one was good.
Sitting in the social media room and coming up with an idea, and I can't remember what the word was, the buzzword, but everyone's like, "Yeah, let's do that."
I actually love the Bills ones. I think it was from last year or 2 years ago, where they're talking about using AI, and they got Allen Iverson on set and did that whole thing. I thought that was hilarious.
That one was good.
I heard a lot of fans like criticize the Cardinals for like using AI to do their whole,
Yeah, the Cardinals one
whole video. So I thought that was pretty funny.
I'm okay with people using AI as long as it's like additive to your creative sense as opposed to just doing your work for you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about that later.
Yeah,
that's a whole other podcast.
That's not a play action takes conversation, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Schedule release, we're straying away from what the schedule release is supposed to be. So I'm trying to make sure that we reel it back in next year. Love the creativity. Let's reel it back in. It's about the schedule release. So like if you can do what the Chargers do, where they have like the most creative, most work, most animation, all the things, but it's about the schedule, it's perfect. Thought the Tyler takeover from the Cowboys was good. I thought the Texans one was good. Like the Titans always do a great job. However, like half of these that were good had nothing to do with the schedule
Yeah, I
until
feel
the end, and
like
then they put a graphic up or a credits roll, and it's like weeks 1 through 18. I'm like, what do we do? It was supposed to be about the schedule. What did I just watch a skit for 9 minutes instead?
it's become this thing where like all the creatives and the content people just it's their Super Bowl, you know. They just get their ideas out there and you see it all unfold. And I think it's actually funny that it's become like not that much about the schedule anymore. And like, just speaking on that, like I just think, we're in a day and age where, the leaks have taken over. We talked about this in other podcasts. The leaks have
Mm,
taken over, and we kind of know like most of the schedule before that Thursday
so
that it's supposed
dumb,
to come
dude.
out. And it's in that sense, I think it's kind of become a mess.
Yeah, like Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport just tweeting out like the Christmas Day games, the Thanksgiving games, the primetime games. Like, I don't need to know any of that. Just release it when you're saying you're going to release the schedule. And I know that like Adam Schefter and Rappaport are like, these aren't leaks. These are coming directly from the NFL for us to put out like this, that, and the other. Like, for like, you're just diluting the schedule release. Like it just you're diluting like a moment that you could have on social media where you could command a night, like during an NBA game, an NBA playoff game too. Like you could command an hour and just like everybody's tweeting about it and everything. But like everyone's kind of just over it because you've been leaking shit for a week, and then not by not leaking it, you've just been releasing things about the schedule release for over a week at that point. And it was just like it became pointless to me.
Yeah, it's become this thing where like it's spread out over like a week and a half, and it's just I guess it doesn't hit the same as it used to, where like it comes out on one day and like it hits like the hit is like immediate instead of like now the hit's kind of like dragged out over like several days.
Yeah, and the other thing is like it's actually like I didn't even look at any of the schedules. Like, I'm just now looking at the schedule over here on my other screen, like, week by week. I have no idea when the Dolphins' first home game is. Turns out it's week 3 against Kansas City. Like, I didn't even get to see the schedule because the schedule release had nothing to do with the schedule. I have no clue, and normally I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, can't wait to go to this game. Can't wait to go to this one." Didn't even care. Maybe
Yeah,
because my team's tanking, but, like, didn't even care.
I think more like a lot more fans were interested in like the overseas games and like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff rather than like who's my team playing in week 5.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it. All the international games too. It's like a record for the amount of international games they're having this year. Thank God that the Dolphins aren't on. They have no
Unfortunately for
international
me,
games
my
on their
team's
time.
playing an international game, so
It's the
what are
first
you
time
gonna
in
do?
I don't know how many years that the Dolphins don't have an international game. They also took away just every single one of the September games from us. We have one September game, and we have I think 2 home games before the month of November. I believe is what it is. So you're just taking away every part of the home field advantage for the Miami Dolphins by doing that. And also, we don't play like we played 2 or 3 home games before the month of November. We also just like finished the season 4 games in a row in cold weather places. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that this year where like there's even the Texans like late in the season they play like a slew of like potential snow games and it's just yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so we have 2 games at home before the month of November hits. And then I think we end the season. Oh, okay. Never mind. Hand up. I was wrong. But, like, also the month of December, this is crazy. Alright, so here's the cold weather games. 11/22, November 22nd, we're at the Bills. Sure, you gotta play them on the road, whatever. You're at the Broncos 12-6. You're at Green Bay 12-20, and then you end the season at New England. No, a few weeks later in January. So, like, that's a lot of cold weather games for these boys. Just because you didn't give us any home I guess you didn't give us any home games, and then I feel like I'm on the road the rest of the I feel like we didn't even get 8 home games. That's what it feels like, but what can you do?
Yeah, and we talked about overseas games. The Jaguars have like 2 in a row, I think.
Yeah, they're playing back to back in
That
London,
man,
right?
the NFL hates the Jaguars, man.
But the owner doing that. That's the problem with
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
I
The
don't I don't
owner
get it. I
wanted
don't
to
get it.
be overseas all the time. So, yeah, let's, yeah, I would assume the Eagles and then the Texans are the 2nd game, back to back overseas. I don't know where they are, but Wembley Stadium for the Texans and then Tottenham Hotspur the week before. So they're staying in London, but like
Yeah.
weird. Just weird. I don't know, man. It's a weird world we live in with the NFL. Did anything stand out to you outside of like
I mean, for me, it was like the amount of overseas games this year
it's a lot?
compared to like the last few years. Obviously, as you know, a fan watching your team, it you can understand how fans are not really like privy to that idea of more overseas games because you're losing a home game. Some teams are, and so that part of it sucks. But the league has been trying to do this for years, where they're trying to expand globally, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I guess it's cool. We have a game in Brazil and a game in London, all at Germany and all that stuff. I
sure.
guess it's cool. You know, to me, I I actually prefer my team playing at the same time every Sunday. Ever since I've been a kid, the Texans have played at 12 p.m. Central Time every single Sunday. If it were up to me, 12 o'clock every week.
Yeah, I grew up the same way with the Dolphins. We always played at 12. Like, we would go to church early so we could get home in time and make some lunch and turn on the
Watch
game.
the
Like,
game, yeah.
that's what we did. The other thing about the schedule is, what do you think about the NFL trying to take over every single day of the week? I don't like it. Starting, or I don't know, starting, but like they're talking about all these Wednesday games, Tuesday games, all these things. Wednesday, November 25th, you have a game, Green Bay versus the Rams, and then you have Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. You have those three games, then you have Friday game, and then you have all day Sunday. So like almost every day of the week, which like it's Thanksgiving week. I'm like, whatever. But then you get to Christmas week, you go Thursday, Friday, Sunday, like Monday, and then date time slash TBD flex games. You have 4 flex games that week. Like, and that could go either Friday or Thursday or Saturday. Like, that's too many games to flex. I feel like I don't like that we're trying to take over like Thursday, Sunday, Monday. You have 3 days of the week where every person is going to be watching you because no one will watch the NBA, no one will watch the NHL during those days. I don't need more days with football on. I
I
already
think it's
have
overkill, man. I think it's overkill. And people have had the debates about the streaming services taking over
mhm.
sports and all that stuff. I think this is going to make it worse. The fan that's been watching on TV for years and years and years, obviously they're going to be upset. Um, and then I've heard a lot of media figures and like football people talk about this. It kind of takes away the appeal of Sundays, being all about football because yeah, they're having most of their games on Sunday, but it kind of dilutes it to where now you have Wednesday games and Tuesday games and all this other stuff. I think it's just overkill.
It's what you're saying, the sanctity of Sunday. Like, Sunday is about now, 8:30 AM when they're on the international games until midnight, just about, right? Like 11 PM, 10:30, like, that's when the Sunday night game will end, and you've just spent the entirety of your day
12
on a
plus
couch,
hours with
on a
the overseas
couch.
games.
And then with the overseas games, yeah, you're spending over 12 hours, like 14 hours or so watching football. And that is something that is glorious. That is something that college football has not taken away from us. It is that college game day comes on at 8, 9 a.m. And then you can watch West Coast games until 1, 2 a.m. on Central Time. Like, you can watch West Coast games forever, it seems like, on Saturdays. And then you wake up on Sunday and you do it all over again. You can do the international game 8:30, and then you stay up till midnight watching the Sunday night game. It is the best thing. The naps are the best. Sitting on the couches all day is just a tremendous thing. You can have multi-view. You can have 4 games going at once or 8 games going at once. You can have the octagon box, octabox. You can have that going. You can have red zone going. Like, you can do whatever you want on Sunday. Now you're taking that away from me because I'm not going to have 20 games going on at the same time, it feels like. I'm not going to have 6 or 8 games going on because you're going to spread them out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's too many games. The one thing I'm looking at right now, I'm literally just scrolling through the schedule, clicking week by week. Remember last year, one of my biggest complaints about Monday Night Football was
The double headers.
the doubleheaders. I haven't
Yeah.
seen a doubleheader yet. I'm on week 17. I haven't seen a single doubleheader.
Well, they heard us out on that point, I guess.
Unless the flex games that they have at that point are gonna kill me. But yeah, no doubleheaders on Monday. So great job, NFL. Hand up. He did it. He did it.
A round of applause for that, NFL.
I
We
don't
got a lot more other stuff to work on, but round of applause for that.
I don't want the Wednesday game. Just take away the Wednesday game. Take away the Wednesday game before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is also saying like that is a sacred thing. Like you get the 3 games. It is the Lions, the Cowboys, and then whatever game you put on at 7:30 or whatever it is. Like keep it at that. We didn't need to do it because the more you take on Thanksgiving, the more you take from me personally, Mississippi State fan, because the Egg Bowl used to be on Thanksgiving night every fucking year for infinity years, and now we're just not getting that anymore. Now it's Black Friday at 11 a.m. because of you fucks, you NFL greedy bitches. Like I want my rivalry game on Thanksgiving night the way it should be. The Egg Bowl should be played on Thanksgiving night, and they're taking that away from me. The NFL is, and they're getting greedy. And now they took Wednesday too and Black Friday. They have the game on Black Friday too every year. Like, just stop it. Stop it. Stop being so greedy. You have more money than everyone else in sports. Every single other team, every single other league. Stop trying to take more days of the week from me.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's just too many games per week, man. It's too many. Just give me my Thursday. Give me my sometimes on Saturday, and give me my mostly on Sunday.
Yeah,
That's all
and
I'm asking.
it's not even that it's too many games. It's just too many days of the week.
Yeah.
That I have to be dialed because I do other podcasts. I watch other sports. I have other sports teams that I'm intrigued about. And when there's NFL on, I want to have the NFL on. That's the problem. You're addictive. Stop stealing from me and stop stealing from my team as well. I don't know. I can't believe we got like almost 40 minutes out of that. That was good. Off-season pods going great.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good.
Well, it's the end of May, so June 1st is looming. I don't know what day June 1st is.
AJ Brown,
Tua Tagovailoa's payday of like $54 million. A lot of that's going to be happening. But maybe there's some post-June 1st cuts, trades that we didn't foresee coming. Hopefully we do get some of that. If that happens, we will be back on the microphones, on camera, to talk about it at some point next week after June 1st occurs. And if anything actually happens, if nothing happens, we probably won't be back next week, but maybe the week after that. We'll have to wait and see.
OTA started a couple days ago, so
yeah,
things are rolling right now. You know, it's almost the beginning of summer. To me, the beginning of summer is June. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but
yeah,
absolutely. Things are moving. Things are moving.
Memorial Day weekend usually kicks it off for me, which was this past week. So, I also one last thing before we go. Falcons fans are losing it. They can't stand that guy. They can't stand Tua. The first day of OTAs, they're like, where the fuck is Tua? Why is he not throwing footballs right now next to Michael Penix Jr.? You know where he was? He was in Vegas. He was in Vegas. He was golfing. He was golfing at the Wynn in Vegas. Welcome to the Tua experience, boys. Welcome.
As a secondary Falcons fan, it's going to be a fun year talking about, deranged Tua stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to be paying attention. They can't stand that guy already. It's crazy. It's insane. But that'll do it for Play Action Takes, Apollo Media's NFL podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on YouTube at Play Action Takes or on social media, Play Action Takes. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, follow Kush down below. And we'll be back fairly soon at some point with another episode of Play Action Takes, Apollo Media's NFL podcast.